Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Believe it or not, Fiesta 2024 nearly in the books. A look at live cam. This year's Flambeau Parade wrapped up just a little while ago in a clear and cool downtown San Antonio. Thousands of Fiesta fans packed the streets of San Antonio to get a glimpse at the more than 200 floats, cars, and marching bands.
It was beautiful.
Something to remember. For so many, Flambeau is the finale to Fiesta. It's your tradition to stake out a spot and watch the floats drive through the heart of downtown San Antonio. The night team's Daniela Ibarra spent her evening at Flambeau and caught up with so many people enjoying the parade.
It's all of our first time as a family.
What are you most looking forward to seeing?
Well, I really love seeing the band.
What do you like best about the parade?
The parade is awesome. I like it. I like the parade.
And you're gonna have lots of fun.
Yes, I am. I love the parade.
It's awesome. We haven't been here in a while, so we decided to just come and do it this year. So it's great. So I'm glad enjoying it with my son. So, you know, like memories that we always will have together.
That was just incredible. And we'll talk about Flambeau in just a little bit, but Flambeau wasn't the only Fiesta event that happened today. Thousands of people flocked to Southtown this morning for the King William Fair. I was there as well. Nice. It was very, very fun. San Antonians have been going to the King William Fair and parade each year since 1968 to celebrate the historic Southtown neighborhood. Food, drinks, games, and vendors line the streets of the neighborhood to help cap off what's been a great 11 days of Fiesta 2024. Fiesta might be over, but that doesn't mean you can't relive the fun and festivities on KSAT.com. Your Fiesta Authority has a complete coverage of the last 10 days. Just scan this QR code on your screen to find anything you may have missed this year. We did not miss a lot, Mia.
So you got, or your husband got a chicken on a stick today.
He did. He waited a long time to get a chicken on a stick. Shout out. And it was worth it. I got a bite too.
I got one at Nyosa on Wednesday,
Yes.
and it's like the second that you take a bite, you're like, this is why.
It was worth it.
It was so worth it.
So I know it was a little muggy. It
was.
But the King William Fair, like I said, it was at so much fun, completely packed. And we just got back from Flambeau. I don't know if we have confetti, but we really tried to comb it out. But if you were there with us, we had such a good time. It did not matter that it was humid.
No, the wind helped. It was a little breezy. We were also throwing cascarones out into the crowd at the Insiders Party, and every once in a while a gust of wind would come, and you're like, there goes the confetti egg.
It made us look like we didn't know how to throw.
Thanks, wind. Yeah, exactly. Okay, earlier though, before the Flambeau, if you caught KSAT News at 5, we talked about the process that goes into making flowers like this, the flower wall that we had, and I promised that we would show some awesome photos of all the folks that took pictures out there in front of it today. Take a look at these cuties. They are adorable in their Fiesta gear. How about this party as well with Mike? And Mike has his flower crown too.
I know. I love our mascot.
It was so perfect. This also a fun couple. We love everybody that was out there with us. They were in such good spirits, good moods. This is Nick and Ruby. Also rocking, I think that might be some concha ears.
Oh,
now
yeah.
that I'm looking at it.
Those are great.
With medals and everything. Thank you to everybody that A, was out there with us, and B, sent all of your photos into KSAT Connect. All right, we do need to talk about increasing storm chances really into tomorrow morning. So Sunday morning, just know that it could be a little wet and stormy closer to the San Antonio area. Those storms right now have really developed off of a dry line out in West Texas. Severe thunderstorm warnings for places like Ozona near San Angelo, even stretching up to Abilene, warned for hail and even some strong winds. We will be monitoring for an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm or two, mainly across portions of the Hill Country and southern Edwards Plateau as the southern tail of that line starts to work into our viewing area after midnight. It's going to be progressing eastward, weakening as it approaches I-35 tomorrow morning. Best window for San Antonio, 6 a.m. to noon. We'll talk about it. We'll time it out, get you the latest version of your Futurecast coming up in just a few, Courtney.
All right, some other news we have to cover tonight. A San Antonio family is calling on our community to slow down and drive safely after the death of their mother. Graciela Angel was walking on the sidewalk down Petrenko last weekend when she was hit and killed. The Night Team's Avery Everett spoke to her family, who says they're determined to keep her memory alive.
She just wanted to see everyone happy around her.
Graciela Angel's daughters say her smile was captured in every family photo.
Her smile was so contagious. She was always smiling. She was always dancing.
Even through the pain of losing their mother, this family is trying to live on through her memories.
She was super sweet, just full of energy, no matter how tired she was. She just was always there for people.
Just 1 week ago, Graciela Angel was walking on the sidewalk along Petrenko Road when a car crash sent a vehicle headed in her direction. That's when she was hit and killed.
We just feel that if people would slow down, people would take just a couple more seconds, she would still be here with us.
Her daughters say they're still in shock.
Just a second could have saved her.
And in the days after her death, the Angel family is fundraising to have a funeral and asking San Antonio to slow down and drive safely.
Her memory is going to stay alive because we're going to make sure she's never forgotten.
That was Avery Everett reporting. Now, in the last month, we have covered multiple deadly motor vehicle pedestrian accidents across the city. And this also isn't the first time someone walking on the sidewalk was hit and killed just this month. On KSAT.com, we have a full story looking into the growing number of these accidents and what officials say drivers can do to change these statistics. Well, San Antonio police are investigating a downtown shooting that sent 3 people to the hospital. It happened just after midnight this morning in the 900 block of Martin Street. That's just a few blocks north of Market Square. Here's what we know. Police were called to the scene and found all 3 of those victims inside a red truck littered with bullet holes. They were rushed to a hospital, one of them in critical condition. The other 2 suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Police have yet to release any of that suspect information. As the war between Israel and Hamas reaches a 7-month mark, tensions on college campuses here at home are rising. Pro-Palestinian protesters at schools all over the U.S. are demanding universities divest from companies profiting from the war and publicly call for a ceasefire. Some of those protests have turned chaotic, leading to arrests and leaving many Jewish students on those campuses feeling unsafe at school.
I, like many students, fear that the extremist rhetoric could at any moment become real violence.
The wave of campus protests started at Columbia University in New York. The school's Senate, which includes students and faculty, has created a task force to look into the administration's handling of those protests. Well, a woman who wants to be on the NEISD school board was captured on camera being detained by San Antonio police after a dispute with a rideshare driver. This footage was recorded in May after SAPD officers responded to a gas station for a report of an assault in progress. An Uber driver told police he ended the ride after an intoxicated Jacqueline Klein became verbally abusive. He said Klein spit on him and kicked the door of his vehicle in an effort to try to damage it.
This is why people drive home drunk instead of calling a Uber. Because you have to deal with like this.
Police detained Klein but did not arrest her. According to public records, she had a blood alcohol level of 0.204. That's about 3 times the legal limit. If you want to watch this entire story right now, you can. Just scan the QR code on your screen to go straight to this KSAT Investigate story. Well, the National Weather Service has their hands full after dozens of tornadoes tore through America's heartland on Friday. The details of the damage next on the Nightbeat.
Fiesta Gives Back is powered by your local San Antonio area Chevy dealers.
Fiesta gives back through the founding event of Fiesta San Antonio, the Battle of Flowers Parade, attracting millions of locals since 1891. The Battle of Flowers is where Fiesta reigns. The annual Fiesta event is put on by the Battle of Flowers Association, the only all-women, all-volunteer organization producing events of its kind. The group is a civic nonprofit organization whose objective is to teach the history of our state and keep the patriotic traditions of Texas and San Antonio alive. There are 400 active members and many honorary members who volunteer their time to give back to the city and community.
Reports of at least 83 possible tornadoes on Friday left a path of destruction across parts of the nation's heartland. 24 hours later, reports of more than a dozen tornadoes across Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and Missouri. The National Weather Service has their work cut out as they complete surveys of all of these reports. Damaging winds and large hail in many areas also continued into today. ABC's Chuck Sievertson has the story.
The National Weather Service is now assessing the damage in Nebraska after numerous reported tornadoes touched down near Lincoln and Omaha on Friday. Douglas County hard hit. Several buildings at Omaha's Epley Airfield suffered significant damage, but fortunately the passenger terminal was not hit. Drone footage captured the destruction in Omaha. Roads filled with debris. Roofs torn off.
We could see it form behind it, and then once it hit that house, it obliterated. You can see there's nothing left on the ground, but it was just sticks. It wasn't a formed home.
And in Lancaster County, about 70 people were trapped inside this manufacturing business after a reported tornado slammed into it. 3 people were injured.
We are very thankful that there were not more injuries and that everybody's going to be okay.
President Biden has reached out to the governor.
Federal government is here to help us every single step of the way. There's going to be a lot of people needing a lot of help.
Throughout the day Saturday, 6 states from Texas to Iowa were under a tornado watch.
Fast-moving supercell that we have right here that is north of the Stillwater Airport.
In Kansas, several reported tornadoes and one confirmed touching down in Robinson, not far from the Missouri border, and another confirmed tornado in Harrold, Texas. Officials now working to determine if it was a tornado that hit Hardy, Oklahoma. High school proms and other events canceled across much of Oklahoma City as the dangerous weather moved through. Flood watches issued across 8 states from Texas to Iowa through Monday afternoon. Heavy downpours could dump significant amounts of rain over a short period of time. On Sunday, the threat of severe weather is reduced, but there is still the possibility of damaging winds, large hail, and a few tornadoes across several states. Once this line of storms dies out, a break in the severe weather is expected, giving people an opportunity to start the recovery process. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News, New York.
Just devastating to see that video. Taking a live cam in our area, obviously nothing like that. But Mia, what gets us thinking is watching your forecast. And we know that unfortunately that weather is going to come right back through for that area.
For that area, which we'll talk about in just a second, near and just south of where some of those stronger storms, even tornadoes were yesterday, they are seeing more tornado threats and severe thunderstorm warnings right now. And while our threat here at home is not nearly as high, our storm chance that arrives tomorrow morning is associated with the same parent system that has been sparking all of that activity. So let's get right to it. Weather headlines tonight through tomorrow morning. For San Antonio, best window 6 a.m. to noon Sunday. Scattered rain and thunderstorms expected, some of which could be strong, especially across portions of the hill country and the southern Edwards Plateau. Tomorrow afternoon, That activity clears out, much drier, a few peaks of sunshine and highs in the low 80s. So it's really tomorrow morning where you're going to want to keep the umbrella handy. Into next week, though, don't get rid of it because daily isolated storm chances continue. And you guessed it, the humidity is going to stick around as well. So let's talk about it. Right now, you can see once again where those storms currently are. The far southern extent of the severe activity now approaching the Ozona area. But that stretches up near San Angelo, Abilene, and even farther up to the north while we are quiet across our viewing area. But this is the big picture. We've got an area of low pressure moving across the central plains. And as we zoom this in specifically on Oklahoma, even down closer to the Red River, 9 to about 10 tornado warnings are currently in effect just east of Oklahoma City, along with severe thunderstorm warnings. That is the higher risk for severe weather into the overnight. But for us here at home, we will be monitoring for an isolated potential to see a storm or two sit on the strong to briefly severe side. As far as our concern, mainly it's going to be a hail and strong wind threat if we do see a storm that requires a little bit of extra attention. Here's the latest version of your Futurecast depicting what the radar could look like here as we head into the early morning hours of our Sunday. This is 3 a.m. We are expecting the southern extent of that line currently out in West Texas to move in to parts of the southern Edwards Plateau near Rock Springs, Lakey, even approaching Kerrville and Fredericksburg by that time frame. For us here in the Alamo City and surrounding areas, Bandera, Hondo, even down I-35 near Pearsall, San Marcos, New Braunfels, in between about 6 a.m. to noon. That is going to be our best time frame of finding this as it continues to progress eastward. Now, it is worth noting that this line is expected to weaken as it approaches the I-35 corridor. But if you have any Sunday morning plans, be sure to keep your KSAT Weather Authority app handy. We'll keep you posted, send you notifications, and also take the rain gear with you. After lunchtime, that's going to continue working out of our area closer to the Houston area. And I do think we could find some peaks of sunshine out there as well, with once again highs topping off in the low 80s. We mentioned that low and severe risk. For us, it is a 2 out of 5 risk. Once again, the hill country out west, southern Edwards Plateau, closer to the Rio Grande, the best chance of finding a strong to severe thunderstorm, gusty winds, as well as hail will be the biggest things that we'll need to keep tabs on. So we'll call it a 70% chance first thing tomorrow morning. Temperature-wise, upper 60s, right around 68 degrees at 7 a.m. 73 expected at noon, and then high temperatures right around 82 officially here in town. Low to mid 80s for most. 81 in Bulverde, 83 out east in Seguin, 81 in Bernie, 84 the forecast high temperature in Bandera. But I think the farther south and west that you go, where some of that sunshine could return a little bit earlier in the day, sure, mid to upper 80s certainly a possibility. As we get you a look at that 7-day extended forecast, you'll notice daily isolated rain chances continue. Temperatures still on the muggy side with the humidity in place as well. We're starting off unseasonably warm by about 10 degrees with lows in the low 70s, so a muggy feel stepping out the door. But hey, at least with the added cloud cover, high temperatures are in the mid to upper 80s at best. This time of year, it definitely could be worse even when you factor in the humidity. So we'll take small wins. Plus, we need the rain, so that's always good too.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll take it. Thank you so much, Mia. Okay, Mary, we took Mary out for her very first Fiesta Flambeau.
Yes, it was amazing.
Okay, good. We knew you would love it.
I loved it.
We got the crowd chanting for Mary. It was really great.
Incredible. I will never forget my first Fiesta Flambeau experience. Well, while we were partying here, the Brahmas were partying in Arlington. They stole a win. Big game from running back John Lovett gets the job done. Plus, the NFL draft is a wrap. We'll tell you how things shook out for some local studs and the Texans and Cowboys. We are on to week 5 of the UFL season. The San Antonio Brahmas in Arlington looking to start a winning streak against the winless Renegades. Brahmas up 15-9 in the second quarter when former UTSA cornerback Corey Mayfield Jr. strips the ball on Arlington's 2-point attempt, and he almost houses it. but that's just one of many big plays the Brahmas defense came up with today. Tie ball game in the fourth. John Lovett powers in for his second goal line score for the Brahmas of the game. Lovett led the rush attack with 95 yards and 2 tutties as the Brahmas win 25-15, improving to 4-1. The 2024 NFL Draft is in the books. The Dallas Cowboys drafted potential help in the trenches, but didn't target a possible starting running back after losing their leading rusher, Tony Pollard, in free agency. That could be because the Cowboys instead intend to run it back with Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke and his agent met with Dallas earlier this weekend. Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones says he believes Zeke is good enough to be a starter. Elliott led the NFL in rushing yards from 2016 to 2018, but hasn't topped 1,000 yards since 2021 last season with the Patriots. Elliott led the team with 642 yards on the ground on 184 carries with 3 touchdowns. All right, here's what the Cowboys drafted in the 4th through 7th rounds. A cornerback from Wake Forest, Kalen Carson. Southeast Missouri State receiver Ryan Flournoy, offensive interior lineman Nathan Thomas out of Louisiana, and Auburn D lineman Justin Rogers. Switching gears, talking about the Houston Texans, the team got some help for their pass defense in the earlier rounds. Round 6, linebacker Jamal Hill from Oregon and back Jawar Jordan from Louisville. Round 7, a couple D linemen and interior O lineman Ladarius Henderson. Now, a few local guys getting a shot in the NFL as unrestricted free agents following the draft. UTSA star Rashad Wisdom agreed to terms with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. UTSA's Brandon Matterson with the Broncos. All eyes on this one. Joshua Cephas is headed to Jacksonville. We all know they got a gem. And defensive specialist Millard Bradford from O'Connor agreed to terms with the Saints. San Antonio FC is in Miami looking to avenge their loss last season at home to Miami FC. Miami FC had an early goal overturned, and Jorge Hernandez helps get SAFC on the board in the 11th minute. Hernandez cross and Luke Atkinson goes top right corner for his first goal of the season. Miami FC tied it up about 15 minutes later, and San Antonio unable to resist the Miami attack. SAFC falls 2-1, now 3-2 on the season. All right, quick check in with the Stars trying to set the tone on the road, and it's a tie game in the second intermission in Game 3 of the first round versus Vegas. All right, coming up after the break, the Astros shine in Mexico City, also checking in with the Rangers and a local women's golf group. Stay with us. Win 1, lose 1. Win 3, lose 3. The Texas Rangers haven't dipped below 500 so far this season, but they've been close to it. Reds at Rangers, bases loaded jam in the top of the second, and Cincinnati cashes in 2 runs. The Reds went yard twice in the top of the 7th, so the Rangers in an 8-run hole in the bottom of the 9th. Davis Wenzel takes this pitch deep for a 2-run shot. His first of his major league career. Corey Seager unloaded a solo shot, then Josh Smith drops an RBI double into right to score Jed Lowe, but the late rally attempt came up short. Texas drops Game 2 of the series 8-4. Rangers now 14-14 overall. Astros facing the Rockies in the MLB World Tour Mexico City Series, looking to snap a 5-game losing streak. Colorado capitalizes, building an early 2-0 lead, top of the 3rd. Houston jumps ahead. Yordan Alvarez hits a 2-run home run to right center. Alvarez hit another homer in the 9th, and one at-bat later, Kyle Tucker hits a solo shot, and it was all Astros from there. Houston will look to sweep the 2-game set tomorrow, now 8-19 on the season. One women's social golf community is doing what no one else is in San Antonio. The group is called Chips and Walk, like Chips and Walk, founded by San Antonio's Jessica Ibarra, who realized if she wanted a way to connect with other female golfers, she would need to create it herself. 1 year in, over 200 women of all skill levels and backgrounds share her desire participating in weekly social golf events. And for the first time, Chips and Walk hosted the first annual Fiesta on the fairways.
This is an event that we are able to demonstrate to women, come out and play, come out and connect. It's a lot of fun, but it's also about making business connections, perhaps, maybe career changes, and exploring new ideas with people that you would not have otherwise met. I found that a lot of people that are in business and in professional roles miss out a lot in the connection piece if they're not all in the golf course. A lot of connections happen because people are playing, they're talking. That leisurely time allows for conversations to happen, and women are being left out of that conversation if they're not playing golf.
This event, as you can see, this event has been really, really excited. We have been waiting for a while since she put the idea and everything, and decorating the car with the girls has been really amazing, and it's excited. I think I'm gonna make it a tradition, Fiesta tradition from now on.
If you're interested, you can visit chipsandwalk.com. Stay tuned for the full story next week. We'll be right back.
We just want to leave you by saying thank you so much for spending Fiesta with us. We had such a great time with you.
It was great, and of course, we'll keep you posted on storms tomorrow morning. Have a great night.